Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with the Weekly Comic Book Roundup. We've covered this week's Marvel books as well as an entry from Boom Studios. Now it's time to move on to this week's DC books. Kicking things off, we've got Amazon's Attack number 2. Where we left off, Nubia, Queen of the Amazons, had arranged to meet with the president. However, something occurred causing the Secret Service to. The Secret Service ended up basically being placed under the influence of mystical forces and attacked Nubia. At the same time, while this was going on, Yara Flor, as well as the leader of the Bonnie McDowell Amazons, were also nearby, and the two of them, as well the three Amazons, as well as Mary Marvel, were forced to flee the scene, being accused of attacking the president, which falsely accused. So we open with a news roundtable type show. You have a handful of commentators talking about how some of them are discussing how bad how much of a problem the Amazons are, and using what's currently going on as evidence of what the dangers they've given it to the world. An ambassador from Greece, however, basically says, "Hey, that's you want to keep this up? We'll happily accept any Amazonian refugees." And Veronica Cale, however, shows up speaks up, stating that neither Wonder Woman nor her sisters care about normal people, and it's time to drive out the Amazons as well as those who help them. In New York, Nubia and her allies which is where Nubia and her allies arrived. And activates the man activates a box while the Amazons insist that Mary Marvel teleport them elsewhere. Though each of the three Amazons insists on a different teleportation location. But a gas grenade goes off. Just as police show up to arrest the quartet. The man with the package continues to make his way through. Holds up a box which drops the golden apple, possessing all of the officers present. The Amazons do what they can to. The Amazons and Mary do what they can to avoid casualties, but Nubia points out that the apple that was dropped from the box is one of the golden apples of discord, saying that they belong to the goddess of chaos, Eris. Her divine tools of hatred enchanted to inflame anger in mortals, but she's never heard of them. However, Nubia's never heard of them possessing people. It's also noted that there was what appears to be magitech embedded in the man's chest. And Mary knows exactly who that means is involved. But the hand grenade is tossed near the Amazons. Them and Mary split up. The rabbit that is that teleports for Mary needs to eat. Teleportation takes a lot out of him. Meanwhile, Mary tracks down the man who had the apple. And gets confirmation that Savannah is involved in all this. Nubia manages to grab the apple that was dropped, ends up in what seems to be in the nether realm. Drops the apple and insists that none of the others touch it. But as AXE forces arrive on the scene, though, they teleport away, arriving in cannot seem to find exactly but anyways, as they arrive in the home of Yara Flor's Amazonian sect, Nubia opts to leave. In fact, trying to prevent endangering additional Amazons. Mary explains that the man who dropped the apple was wearing one of Dr. Georgia Savannah's magic tech devices that give people magical powers at the cost of someone else's life. Basically, and also adding that if Savannah's involved, then so is she. But Yara finds the Oracle. Basically, and sees that all those, aside from Yara, from the prophecy are there: the Doubting Queen, the Shadow Blade, the Lightning Heart. That though there's no sanctuary, the past is a lie. The three have been found, but they'll all still die. And it seems that the Oracle leads the quartet to the burning remains of a building called Asylum. And that is where the issue ends. Things are getting interesting here. We'll have to see how this, as well as current Wonder Woman run, play out. Moving on to our next book, we've got The Flash, number 3. Where we left off, Wally's been having some odd experiences with the Speed Force lately. Also encountering entities beyond what he would normally encounter, such as the Stillness as well as the Uncoiled. Also, Grodd has been abducting people from various locations, putting them into spheres of distilled time, leaving them and those spheres of time end up in space. Also, it seems that Wally can remove himself from reality for a moment. And all of the locations of Grodd's heists seem to all be at the center of them. It seems to be the Flash Museum. So, Flash is Flash and Mr. Rifker discussing the whole thing. Apparently, all Grodd states when asked about what he's been planning is wait. The people that have been abducted by Grodd are apparently in a stationary orbit. So, but Max Mercury shows up, and Wally tells Max what's been going on with him, and gives him a demonstration, which is a bit more than Max bargained for. They end up basically looking at reality from another angle. They return as Bart arrives. Wally asks about the stillness, and Max has no idea what he's talking about. But Max says that he's also had a humbling experience, a cry of distress, he believes, from what Wally, Barry, and so on call the Speed Force. But Wally and Max once again go back to elsewhere. End up in a realm of accessing a spirit realm. Upon their arrival, one of Grodd's minions attacks, though it seems he's becoming less connected, and then is seemingly completely crumpled. And whoever's doing this is going to do the same to Max and Wally. They continue to make their way through, however, ending up in the same dimensional location as a bunch of former speedsters. One of whom Wally met previously at Time Point, the Sanctuary for Lost Speedsters. Where they're at, the Speed Force doesn't exist, and so while Wally's still able to leave, Max is left stranded there. As Wally leaves, Max tells him to tell Bart that he's proud of him. Apparently, it seems that the Folded Man is a longtime villain of the Flash's Folded Man is in part responsible for this, or at least the crumpling. Wally ends up in a rather serene area filled with statues of friends, family, and allies, but is able to get back. Apparently, the speed anomaly that is above the Flash statue, Bart poked it once, but the issue ends with Bart asking, "Where's Max?" Interesting. This has definitely been, like I said, an interesting run so far. I mean, we're only 3 issues in, so, but still, looking forward to seeing how this run goes. Moving on, though, to our next book, we've got Green Arrow number 6. Where we left off, when faced with what appeared seemed to be all the multiversal variants of Green Arrow. Well, the Earth Zero Green Arrow took an arrow and got hit with an arrow and simply died. So the issue begins with Black Canary, Arsenal, and Cheshire about to board, Black Canary about to board Ollie's private jet, while Cheshire and Arsenal continue their own portion of the mission. Ollie is following through space-time and ends up at a circus. The Dark Archer that seems to be the old Ollie that from previous issues And Ollie realizes who it is. It's Merlin. Though, of course, the question becomes, wasn't Merlin... Merlin died with alongside Leviathan. What happened? But, well, he's got some upgrades. Besides, the body was never found. But Connor shows up and is able to say seemingly save Ollie, with Leanne saving Connor and the three of them escaping, leaving Merlin elsewhere. Ollie arrives on the island, which is where Black Canary was headed, just in case. Ollie and Dinah are reunited. Connor and Leanne are with them, but Leanne asks where Arsenal is. Arsenal and Cheshire have infiltrated about one of Amanda Waller's old safe houses. And for their troubles, are shot multiple times by Waller, Peacemaker, and Peacemonger. And that is where the issue ends. I think it's just we'll have to find out if it's the issue or the series. Moving on, though, to our next book, we've got Power Girl, number 3. Where we left off, Power Girl was investigating what seemed to be a Kryptonian virus, and most recently it dealt with once again dealt with the interstellar rogue Amalok, who seemed to be a victim of this virus and died. So the issue opens at the fortress. Power Girl explaining to Superman what's been going on, and also spending time with the old dying lion, almost exclusively. But suggests that maybe Power Girl should give Omen a call. She does. The Omen's voicemail messages kind of makes it seem like she's never going to listen to the message. Omen's dealing with has to deal with a group of Blue Earth protests that's turned violent. They've apparently heard about a human-killing Kryptonian virus that's been released into the world. Omen realizes that's probably why Power Girl didn't want Omen to come along. But Omen basically makes it so that they're not a problem anymore. At least not for her. Or basically says they're someone else's problem now, and she's got to go see a man about a boat. So Power Girl names the lion Hamlet. Apparently, she got to look. She explains she got to look at the first victim. Seems that it's not, and she's starting to think that perhaps she's looking at this whole situation from the wrong way. But it's not a virus. Maybe it's a parasite. The first victim was his body was clearly trying to fight something off. But the lion leaves, and eventually, while Power Girl's taking a nap, Power Girl manages to track him down, noting that there's an ancient instinct that cats seem to have of going to hide when they're vulnerable. The idea You know, and so Hamlet and Power Girl cuddle up together when Power Girl and then Hamlet passes. She steps away for a moment. She calls to call Kellex, but then Hamlet's body's gone. And Power realizes something's wrong. Back in the fortress, when Kellex arrives, she asks Kellex to call Superman, looks for Hamlet, finds a paw print, then Hamlet, seemingly afflicted by the virus, attacks. Superman arrives. Sees Hamlet dead, and the virus now having taken over Power Girl. And that is where the issue ends. One of the points that Power Girl makes is that the so-called virus is not spreading, and it seems to only affect one person at a time, which does make her think it's more of a parasite than a virus. After all, a virus would spread. But a parasite, especially just one parasite that doesn't reproduce, well, that would only affect a singular person at a time. So, makes sense. Moving on, though, to our last book for the moment, we have Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, number 2. Where we left off, the Legion of Doom ended up on the Monsterverse Earth, and Toyman, having taken the Dreamstone, seemingly had an idea, which brought Godzilla to Metropolis. And so, the issue opens with Superman fighting Godzilla. The Justice League arrives shortly after attempting to stop the Legion of Doom from their attack on the fortress. And four other, maybe it's just three. Yeah, three other Titans have also appeared. One in Central City, one in Gotham, and one in Themyscira. So the League splits up. The Bat family dealing with one in Gotham. With Black Canary and can't necessarily tell who up. Well, the others heading to joining with Gotham. Wonder Woman and Green Arrow go for the one in Themyscira. On their way, Ollie notes that there's an island that shouldn't be there. Ollie opts to see what's up with the island while Diana deals with the Titan at the Themyscira. The Legion has returned with Legion of Doom has returned with Black Manta pointing out that the gem that had entranced Toyman was in fact the Dreamstone. Superman and Hawkgirl continue to fight Godzilla. The Bat family manages to take down the Titan in Gotham, only just. Oh, Cyborg was the other member of the League that accompanied Black Canary. Though Jason briefly makes things worse for the Bat family with the Titan by shooting it. But a sonic amplifier is built And the bat-looking Titan is taken down. In Metropolis, Shazam joins in against Godzilla, and it seems that Godzilla's atomic breath is, well, or at least, or rather, Superman's heat vision is able to stop, but not push back, Godzilla's atomic breath. Shazam's lighting is able to at least disorient Godzilla briefly, and turns out that Superman can take the brunt of Godzilla's atomic breath, as he's forced to do so when rescuing Billy, having been turned, but he still lands unconscious, with Billy still in his the form of Billy Batson, and Godzilla still looming. And that is where the issue ends. Now, one thing to note is that Kong didn't show up. Now, the last issue, Grodd became enamored of Kong. Thought of basically looking upon Kong as being an ancient gorilla god. Well, the whole swearing fealty, like, oh hey, I'm in the presence of God, so So, I'm assuming that Grodd and Kong will be making their appearance soon. Excuse me. Anyways, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Mastodon, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.